Alrighty, welcome to the Erratic podcast. The Erratic podcast with me. Welcome back, guys. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. The first being this thought I just had this morning, actually, and it's how weird the concept of a stunt double is, okay? I think that most people generally, you're watching the movie, you're not thinking about it, right? You have the assumption that it's happening, but you're not necessarily thinking about it. You're not thinking, oh, that's Tom Cruise, not Tom Cruise. That's Tom Cruise, not Tom Cruise. That's Tom Cruise, not Tom Cruise. That's not Tom Cruise. That is Tom Cruise. That is Tom Cruise. That's not Tom Cruise. You're not thinking that during the movie, right? But you just accept it in the back of your mind, like, yeah, that's probably true. That's probably happening. But you're not thinking about it while you're watching the movie. But have you ever thought about how weird it is? There's a person pretending to be a person, pretending to be a person. Okay, I'm not sure if you're, okay, listen, no, I'm gonna pull you in. I'm not sure if you're getting this. There's a person who's a stunt double pretending to be a person who's pretending to be another person. That is so weird. An actor is going through their day and they're like, haha, I'm being myself. I'm being myself. I am me. I am me. I am me. Psych! I don't want to be me. You're going to be me. You're going to be me. You're still going to be me. Okay, now that that's done, this things I didn't want to do is done. Now I'm me again. You can't be me anymore. That's so weird. And then here's the thing. The stunt person is pretending to be someone, right? So they go up to the director and like, hey, I'm pretending to be someone. And the director's like, yeah, we know. You're pretending to be a guy, and then the stunt double's like, yeah, that's cool and all, but can't I just pretend to be the person in the movie? Because I've got all of the stunt stuff down anyway, right? And the director's like, oh, no, you don't have the acting chops. You're just not good enough at pretending to be in the movie. And then the stunt double's like, okay, so I'm good enough at pretending to be the person who's pretending, but I can't be the actual person that person pretending is the person pretending to be? That doesn't make sense. Why can't the stunt double just be the pretender, the actor guy? Why can't they just be that character? It's so weird. Listen, I realized to the average, it's not that weird, right? You're like, oh, it's not weird. It's just normal. We take it for granted, but it's weird. It's weird, okay? Okay, so now I'm going to have a conversation of like the daily interactions that a movie director has when his stunt doubles come up to him. Okay, ready? And, hey, how's it going? Oh, yeah, good job on that stunt. Oh, you want to be the actual actor? The actual person that you're pretending to be? Because why are you pretending to be a person who's pretending to be a person? Because that doesn't make sense. You want to do that? Here's the thing. Your pretending to be a person is not very good. You are just not good enough at pretending. Oh, but what's that? You're pretending to be a person already? So if you're good enough to pretend to be the person who's pretending to be the person, you should at least be good enough at pretending to be the person? I see. No, I hadn't thought of that. No, I hadn't. I had not thought of that. Listen. Get out of my trailer. Go. Goodbye. End scene. That's what happens every day in a director's life. And they're just like, that's dude, it's not weird, but it's so weird. Okay? By the way, all of this is a sham. I have a microphone. Maybe it'll, I'm just making a video, but calling it a podcast so I don't have to edit. That's the only reason I'm doing a podcast in the first place anyway, right? I mean, I'm basically just making a video, but now I get to make that video with the expectation that I'm not going to edit nearly as much. I mean, I'm still cutting some stuff out, but very minimal editing. And this is not a podcast, bro. A podcast is like, well, I mean, it is. Anything can be a podcast. But a podcast is usually interviews, blah, blah, whatever. This is just me talking and not wanting to edit. But anyway, it's fine. Whatever. All right. And now I would like to continue with a segment called Dead Memes, Missed Opportunities, and Things I Didn't Take Advantage of. But now I'm salty, so I'm going to talk about it, even though it's irrelevant now and totally outdated. That's the full segment name. It's a mouthful. Anyway, where am I going to go with this? I do not know. I'm pulling out my phone. I wrote down some ideas. I can't remember anything ever. No, that's a lie. I have a good memory in certain things. Right. Australian bushfires. So this is the tweet. This is the meme. Okay, so you have a screenshot of, one of those, I think, Wall Street Journal articles or something, blah, blah, 270,000, 1.2 million, however many, rodents and mammals were killed in the Australian bushfires. Then you have a line of text underneath that reads, looks like the Outback Steakhouse is rolling out quite an extensive expansion plan. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. It was better in my head, okay? It was better in my head. But I laughed. I did laugh. I laughed out loud when I came up with that idea, okay? I think the problem is that, dude, I laugh so much when I'm making my own videos. I laugh so, it's embarrassing how much I laugh at myself. Like, am I that narcissistic that I think I'm that funny? I think the thing is, and I think a lot of people don't think that I'm that funny, which is fine. I cry myself to sleep at night. It's fine. Here, I'm just going to defend myself. I'm like, people don't understand my brand of humor. People don't understand my humor. I think the thing is that, like, okay, comedy, right? And I'm not, like, some kind of expert. It's just blah, blah, comedians I listen to, how they explain it, things I read, whatever. Comedy is the build of tension and release of tension, right? So you get uncomfortable, and more uncomfortable, or it's the anticipation of something. And then that tension is released when you are hit with something that was unexpected, right? And I think that for a lot of the videos that I make, the tension is created because I feel embarrassed that I put something out that's so cringy. So anytime a minuscule joke is made, that slight release of tension, then I'm like, that's the funniest thing I've ever seen. Because I was uncomfortable watching it, because I'm embarrassed that I would put something so dumb out onto the internet. Whereas another person, when they are watching it, sure, they're getting third-hand cringe, and then when a joke is made, then there's release of tension, blah, blah, blah. But it's not the same stakes. Because they're not the ones who made it, so they don't feel, as badly about it. So there's not that same build of tension, so there can't be the same release of tension, and the execution of the joke, blah, blah, blah. No one cares. Anyway, next up on the list of podcast ideas, I just have written down 2 words, tax, fraud, baby. I don't know what that is. Am I mentally retarded? I do not know. Yeah, anyway, but continuing on with that tangent, something that I learned the other day. Guys, I'm just feeding off facts and wisdom to the general populace, okay? Something I've learned, I'm gonna endow you. I'm gonna drop a freaking knowledge bomb right now, okay? Knowledge bomb right now. Knowledge. Being rich is pretty cool, okay? I realize, okay, you're probably sitting at home like, no way. Caleb, being rich is nice? It's convenient? No. Okay, relax with the sarcasm, all right? We're good here. We're good. Rich people have specific avenues to financial instruments that other people don't have. Am I salty about this? Maybe. Am I going to do anything about it? No. Am I going to cry about it at night? Maybe. Yes. Am I going to ask my mom, why weren't you rich? Yes. Do I want to be rich? Maybe. Am I gonna be rich? Probably not. It's fine. It's okay. It's fine. But basically, you know how people talk about, oh, rich people don't pay taxes, rich people don't pay taxes. So just to preface all this, I'm not a tax professional. I'm not an accountant. I don't know a lot about this stuff, okay? This is something I've heard. If you want actual advice, talk to a professional, blah, 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 whatever I have to say to not be in trouble. I was listening to something the other day that goes into detail about how they don't pay taxes. So if any of you out there ever become rich, okay, I'm spilling the beans for you how you can save money on your taxes. Essentially, if you have a sizable stake in a publicly traded company, aka a whole bunch of money in stocks, what you can do is you can go to a bank and take out a loan against those stocks, against the value of that stock holding. Now, when you look at your income for a given year, the federal government does not require you to pay taxes on money that is a loan. So essentially, you are getting, $200,000, $300,000, even if you're worth, $10 million, however much money you need to live for that year, you are getting from a loan. And then whenever you want to pay off that loan, which is already has an incredibly low interest rate because blah, 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 you have the money to pay it off. They're trusting you because you already have a bunch of money. So they're not worried about getting their money back. So the interest rate is lower, right? So anytime that you need to pay that loan off, you just sell your stock to pay off the loan. However, you don't have to pay the same taxes on money that is going towards covering a debt, aka paying off your loan. So you don't pay taxes when the money's coming in due to the fact that the money is coming in the form of a loan. And then you don't pay the same type of taxes when you're paying that loan off, because you're not making any money. You're just taking that money that you're doing from the sale of your stocks or whatever, and then paying off that loan. So that's one way that people who are wealthy or, who are in this higher income brackets, are able to save on taxes. Now, is this a reason to complain? Little baby? You're going to be sad that you're rich? No, I'm not going to do that bit. But I mean, yeah, cool, fine. Be rich and save money on taxes. Okay, next bit. So my next bit is going to be about Harvey Weinstein. Now, I realize this is a person who's done a lot of terrible, unspeakable things, and a lot of people were truly hurt by this person. But regardless, you're still going to get these jokes, okay? Okay? I'm still going to make jokes about it, but very sad. I'm sorry. Very sad, but funny. No, I'm get rid of that part. Not funny. But gonna make some jokes to try to, yeah, fine, whatever. We're just gonna move on. Correct me if I'm wrong, but if Harvey Weinstein assaulted a minor at the Grammys, it would still qualify as elder abuse, would it not? Okay? Think about it. If Harvey Weinstein assaulted a minor at the Grammys, bad, not good, not very bad, and very not good, but would it not technically qualify as elder abuse? Because Grammys. Changed my mind, libtards or something. What? Okay, sure. Dude, this is so dumb. But imagine the police officer comes up. Excuse me, Mr. Weinstein, but you have been a very naughty boy. And then Harvey Weinstein's like, excuse me, officer, I have not been involved in any illegal activities revolving around the unconsented physical touching of minors. And then the police officer is like, well, we're at the Grammys. Can't blame you there. I mean, it doesn't... There's funny in there somewhere. There's funny in there somewhere. Okay? The police officer's like, oh, my bad. Oh, okay. I mean, technically you are right. Technically, Can't argue. Technically correct. R/technically correct. It's technically, we are at the Grammys, and Grammys are old people. You're free to go, Mr. Weinstein, sir. All right, next bit is, and get this, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson tearing apart his house looking for a tampon to use. That's it. It is an image. It made me laugh in the past, so I wrote it down. Do not know why. Why would that? Just imagine it. Maybe I'm not imagining it with you hard enough. Let's take a moment to imagine. Still not funny. Cool. Okay, so just thinking about kind of what's happened this year, I feel like 2020 is going to be the year of the virus. Okay? 2020 has definitely been the year of the virus, which basically is just Chinese Ebola. Okay? It's Asian people Ebola. That's all the Wuhan virus is, if you think about it. If you think, if you're intelligent like myself, you understand. By the way, on a side note, I love the fact that Kanye is just like, he tweets one thing, then Donald Trump tweets another thing, and it's just bam, international meme. Just, that's so crazy to me. Like, Kanye is so meme worthy. And I think that's in part due to the fact that he just says stuff without necessarily thinking about the consequences of the things that he's saying, but I don't think it's as much that he just doesn't think about the consequences. I think it's more so that he doesn't care about the consequences, which I can really respect. Would I say that I could be in the future, maybe, please Lord Jesus, meme-worthy someday? We'll see. If I stop caring about what I say enough, maybe. On a side note, Kim Kardashian, Kanye's wife, I found this up a couple of weeks ago. This is before I had blocked anything relating to Kardashians on my newsfeed because for whatever reason, Apple News thinks that I really care about the Kardashians. It's always in the trending stories, which I guess is not curated to me, but I've blocked them now, so it's all good. But something I learned a couple of weeks ago, Kim Kardashian is 5'2". What? Why is that a thing? How is that a real height? How is that can real people be that height? 5'2". Who was drinking the midget juice in that family? Okay? Who was drinking the midget juice in that family? How is 5'2" a real height? I swear, there are no real people below 5'8". People below 5'8" don't exist. They're robots. They are clones by the Illuminati. Not real people. Do not exist. I've met nice people under 5'8", but they weren't people. They were robots, which is probably why they were so nice. Because, why? People under 5'8" don't exist. I'm going to switch it up. Maybe it's 5'10". People under 5'10" don't exist either. Dude, I'm not prejudiced, okay? I'm not prejudiced against short people, but 5'2" is not a real height. Okay? I'm 6'4", which is average, I would say. I realize people are going to criticize me. That's slightly above average. Fine. Let me give it to you. It's slightly above average. There shouldn't be people who are under 5. I'm kidding. I don't care. Right? But it's just so funny. Yeah, how is that real, dude? Like, my mom is 5'10", which should be the bare minimum. Okay? Yeah, I don't know why there's people under that. And she's not even that tall. People are like, oh, your mom's so tall for a woman. Nah, she's normal. Okay? She's normal. She's the requirement. That's why my dad married her, because she met the base requirements. So she's good. She made it. I have an entire, tangent. Holy cow. Dude, that entire bit was without my microphone, so that kind of sucks. Okay, whatever. I guess I'll just be using the camera's microphone. Anyway, but I have an entire bit about abortion that continues after that. The midget, blah, blah, blah. Not going to go onto that this episode or whatever. But it's part of my stand-up ideas. Basically, if I was ever going to try stand-up, I just have a list of ideas that will elicit a reaction from people, because kind of the entire idea behind it is any reaction is a good reaction. Because, and again, I don't know anything. This is just what I've heard people talk about it. From what I've heard people talk about, that, you know, if people are silent, that just means you're boring, right? But if people are either laughing or even if they're booing is just a couple of tweaks from a laugh, right? Because you're able to elicit an emotional or mental, whatever, vocal reaction from someone. So you're getting something, you're connecting, you're pushing on something. So you just need to affect how you're pushing on that button to elicit a different response. That's the idea. So, I know that a lot of times people like, and again, I'd like to try stand-up once. I think it's something that makes a lot of people really uncomfortable, which is why I think that I should try it. Not that it's super uncomfortable for me, because I'm relatively comfortable talking in front of people, but I'm sure in the moment I'd, get nervous or whatever. But yeah, so that's probably my greatest fear, that I would get up there and be like saying all this stuff and people like, because they just won't have a reaction. So I'd rather get, a negative reaction, like someone's like upset by what I'm saying, than no reaction whatsoever. But okay, so to finish things up, I want to tell a quick story. A couple of months ago, I went to Arizona to see my grandparents. This was, I don't know, sometime like in January, something like that. And I had this entire... Oh, okay, that messes up the focus. Somewhere around January, I went to see my grandparents. And we went to this mall one night because I didn't have a sweatshirt when I was there and I wanted to get a sweatshirt and nobody cares. And we went to this Wrangler outlet store. I didn't know that Wrangler, the jean company, had an outlet store, but it's apparently this thing is direct to consumer, blah, 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 cheaper prices, nobody cares. Moving on, there was a guy in the store, and there was this girl. It was apparently like kind of a family-owned business or something, so the lady was like a family friend of the people who owned that one store, and we went in, and there's this dude just freaking massaging. We walk in the door, and it's this dude's like, massaging a cardboard box. And the mom of this girl, and I think this girl, I'm not sure if there was a mom, they were just making fun of him because it's like, why is he doing that? Obviously, he's, taking the piss. And he's just, finding something to meme about. It's like 8 o'clock at night. They're bored. They're trying to, screw around for the last couple hours at work. There's no one else in the store. And he's just massaging this cardboard. And they're like, why are you touching that cardboard? And he's like, dude, it feels so different. It's so rough. Oh. And I'm like, oh, this is a guy. He likes just memeing. That's such a cringe thing to say. This is a guy. He's making jokes. Okay. Don't do that. He's making jokes. So I'm like, okay, I can joke with this guy. He's making jokes. He's being weird. Kind of, yeah, sure. And massaging this cardboard for no apparent reason, talking in detail about the texture, the ratio of rough to soft, the ratio of bristly to corrugated, talking about the spaces between corrugation of the cardboard. And I'm like, I can joke with this guy. So I go in and I'm like, on a scale of 1 to 10 on the Richter roughness scale, what would you say that cardboard is at? And he's like, because he's not expecting me to come in and like talk to him, whatever roused him, because he's like, oh, that would be embarrassing for someone else. Little do you know, I have conquered that long ago, okay? I have no feeling in here. I can razz, my boy. I can razz. Anyway, so I go on and like, on a Richter scale of 1 to 10, what would you say the roughness ratio is? And he's like, I don't know. It's kind of rough, I guess. And I'm like, how do you not know? And he's like, well, I'm just feeling it and I'm just not sure. And I'm like, yeah? Why don't you put it on your face? And he's like, what? And I'm like, no, go ahead. Put it on your face. Maybe if you put it on your face, you'll be able to tell me. And he's like, now he's like, okay, you're a customer here. I'm an employee of the store, and you're telling me to rub a piece of cardboard on my face. Why are you doing that? Why are you saying this, little boy? And this is, again, I'm not little. I'm like twice this dude's size. It's fine. It's whatever. I'm not heightist. And he's like, I guess, and he puts it against his face, and he says, it's kind of rough. I guess it's pretty rough. And I said, is it too rough? And he says, maybe, I don't know. And I say, is it possible because you don't moisturize? And he's like, what? And I'm like, and now the girl and her mom or whatever, it's not funny, but it's very awkward, which makes them uncomfortable. And then, it results in laughter. It's not funny, but it results in laughter. So, you tell me whether I'm a comedic genius or just not fine, cool. And I'm like, but do you moisturize? And he's like, no, I'm not gonna, discuss my skincare habits with you. And I'm like, well, but do you use glycol-based moisturizers, or would you say you have a tendency to stray more towards natural lipid moisturizers? And he's like, what? And I'm like, dude, rub it against your face harder. And he's like, and I'm like, rub it against your face. And he's like, okay. And then it's pretty awkward. We keep talking about it. The story's getting boring. I don't know if I'm even going to include this. This was a very boring end of story. I could have done this better. Maybe I'll do it better a different time. Okay, so that's going to be it for the Erratic. That was one too many tas. Erratic podcast. I'm going to go outside and play badminton with the rest of my family because we're in quarantine right now and we're not doing much else besides playing badminton, cards, and whatever else I get work around the house, I guess. So I'm going to go do that with them. I hope this was in some way, shape, or form slightly entertaining. Maybe it was awkward enough that you even laughed. So that would be great. Anyway, I'm going to... Bye. Bye, guys. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Please stay safe and all that. And, try to enjoy life. Because it's all about, the perspective that you have on it. It's all of what you make of it. So, yeah. Bye.